little while since I've seen you. I'm not back today specifically because I've got a presentation. I've missed you all. I've been travelling for work and unwell. So depending on how we go for time, I might be able to talk to you a little bit about the adventures I've had in Central Australia over the last couple of weeks. So my business is Humanistic HR. Most of you would know that. I run a small HR consultancy here on the coast, but we service clients around Australia and also a few in New Zealand now. I think it's really important though to know that there's humans behind the business, and it's always kind of nice to know what is in people's lives. I'm part of a very small family, but a very close family. We like to get out and about a lot. We've got two ridiculous floofs. And unfortunately our kitty cat passed away recently, but he was the ripe old age of 17, so he lived a good life. And he really enjoyed it when we moved up to Queensland. He used to live in the cupboard when we lived down in Melbourne. None of our friends believed we had a cat, but then when we moved up here, he came out of the cupboard and loved life. So his last few years were really good. Came out of the closet. Yep. Who knows? We really enjoy camping, so it's been a good change for us moving up to Queensland. We can now camp for 9 months of the year rather than 3 months of the year in Victoria because of the climate. And my husband Jake works for Bank of Queensland, and I've got a teenage daughter Lily who sort of fleetingly continues to talk to us, but it's sort of slipping away as we speak. People often ask me, what is HR? HR is a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that as business owners you will come up against quite a bit, but when you were living in the life of employees before you became business owners, you probably were like, they're just the people that are scary that we have to sit across from when we get in trouble and, say the wrong things. Hey, Mike. Mike and I were having a conversation earlier this morning about all the inappropriate things that end you up in front of HR, and I was sort of let him in on a secret that usually HR find those things quite funny too, but we just have to kind of have a good stony face about it. So what my little consultancy does is essentially helps employers. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a midlife moment. We help employers support their employees through the entire life cycle. So Kelly Charity, as you know here, is our recruiter for the group. Kelly helps you to get the right people, importantly, into your business, and she finds a really good match for you. We sort of take over from that point onwards. So we support you to make sure that they are set up for success. So they start with you with a really clear understanding of what's involved in the role, what your expectations are, how the team works and how to perform. And then we sort of support you making sure that you've got all of the right employer compliance in place. So, things like at the moment, enterprise agreement costs are going up. So the Fair Work decision on wages got handed down earlier this week. Superannuation is increasing 1st of July. So there's lots of different things that we kind of make sure that you're covering in your pay rates with your employees. We make sure that your employment arrangements are structured appropriately in your contracts and in your policies to protect you as an employer, as well as make it really clear to your employees about what's expected of them and what the consequences are if people step outside of those arrangements. And those are sort of like your baseline. That's your insurance policy for the enduring lifetime of your employee's arrangement with you. But then we support you with the good stuff, so making sure that your culture is right, your ways of working are enabling of the business culture that you want, so that your people are seen and feel seen to perform appropriately and in the way that you want them to perform with your customers. And we help you to set KPIs, make sure that team are developed and understand what's expected of them and are recognised and rewarded for that. And we support you through leadership development and sort of how you might change and re-sculpt your business. At the moment, we're looking at quite a bit of workforce contraction because of the economic climate, but we're also looking at how to make the current workforce as productive as it can possibly be, so that you can squeeze as much out of your team members with them still feeling really valued, and making sure that your business is as profitable at the moment as it can be. And then we can support you as the employment arrangement completes, so sort of offboarding your employees as well. This all sounds like, a lot of justification of what we do, but essentially we do a bit of this in the background, but we try to make it as really streamlined as possible for you, so that you don't feel like there's a million things going on. And we also work with clients from small businesses who have 1, 2, 3 employees, all the way up to multinational global organisations that have tens of thousands of employees. So we sort of do make sure that we tailor our solution to what our clients need, and we don't bog you down in red tape and rules unless that's what you want. Let's face it, no one really wants that. This is just a bit of an idea of, for people who are small employers, just some of the complexity that you're sort of constantly having to navigate. There's hundreds or 100 odd modern awards. There were thousands. They all got kind of synthesised. But the modern awards, you need to know which one or which ones apply to your business. And then there's a set of national employment standards that run across all of those modern awards and are the foundation of some key provisions for your employees. There are things like that you need to be really careful of, like wage theft became a criminal act recently, and so it's no longer good enough to just say, well, I didn't know. As an employer, if you choose to employ people, you have an obligation to know whether you are lawfully paying your people right. And so it's really important. I don't want to scare you. You need to be intentionally doing some dastardly acts to end up in prison, but we can help you with making sure that you're kind of compliant with all of those situations, including things like there's now a positive duty for sexual harassment on employers. There's a psychosocial code of conduct, which basically means that there's 14 new hazards in the workplace that mean that you need to make it really clear, and employees need to be very understanding of what is expected of them in the workplace, how are they expected to behave, what is and isn't a stressor in the workplace for them. There's contracting rules that are becoming very complex. And in the olden days, we used to just be able to say, come on as a contractor, you don't need to be an employee, and we'll kind of set this up for you, and it can be mutually advantageous. The rules have changed around that. The test has changed for what contractors are and aren't. So we need to be kind of really cognizant of that. And fixed term contracts are becoming trickier to navigate as well. So rolling contracts is going to be a thing of the past. So these are the sorts of things that we keep across for you and flag with you if there is an issue that you need to kind of navigate within your business. But that way you can kind of sleep at night knowing that this is in hand. This is just some of the common stuff that we do. So we do spend a bit of time. I've sort of talked about this ad nauseum. I feel it gets a bit boring. We might all fall asleep. But essentially, we spend quite a bit of time doing HR advice on industrial matters. We really enjoy doing onboarding programs and performance programs, retention, remuneration strategies, workforce planning, thinking forward about what your business needs are so that you can get the right people in place when you need them, not 3 months after you need them. And employer value propositions are really important in this day and age to make sure that you're getting the right people for your business and attracting people that are going to deliver your purpose. This is just a bit of an example of the types of packages that we offer. So this is sort of more for the small to medium-sized organisations. So we do a small business membership, a outsourced HR subscription, and a bolt-on HR team. But we also do strategic projects for HR teams, resource support for large multinational businesses, so we can kind of go in and become a team member as well. So we've got, I haven't got updated pictures, but I've got a team of really fantastic HR practitioners that really know their stuff and are far more clever than me, who come in and support. We sort of assign you to clients, so the clients have one person that they can go to regularly and form a good trusting relationship with. So that's kind of it. Oh.
No, it's interesting because people always complain. Sorry.
Menopause, man.